trying to give you a sense of the difference between European Union and European citizenship. Now, European citizenship, in the broader sense, belonging or wanting to belong to European cultural and economic and social sphere, is obviously is much more performative, not legally tightly defined definition of citizenship. And the kinds of examples I gave you with regard to Kurds actually qualify in terms of that broader conception. And then there's the European Union conception of citizenship, which is much more technical and legal. And it's this: if you hold a citizenship or nationality in one of the constituent member states of the European Union, by extension, you are a European Union citizen. Okay? Now, it is also very limited. Just consider, for example, there are people in the United Kingdom whose status in Great Britain, in the United Kingdom, is permanent resident. They are not British citizens, but they have a right to remain in the UK, the right to employment, and reside in the UK. Now, they are not, by this definition, European citizens. That raises an interesting situation. Let me just take that to the what is it called? Now, in Canada, we call that permanent resident status. What is that called in the US? Is that green card holder? You're not a citizen, but you have a right to employment and right to stay and own property in the United States indefinitely. Is that a green card? Indefinitely, but according with some conditions. For example, if you live outside the United States for several number of years, you would lose your green card, right? That's a good question.
Well, yeah, I have it.
You would. Yeah. Anyway, look at that technical issue later. But now what I'm going to draw is that in the European Union, we have a situation where there is like a green card holder in the space. It is recognized by the member state. Let's say in the American case, let's say North Carolina. That's where you are, aren't you? Yeah, North Carolina. And then the American state does not actually recognize their green card status. We have that situation in the European Union now. They are not European citizens, and they can only exercise rights within the UK if that's the position they are holding. So then that creates, and then to solve this problem and also plethora of other problems, European Union created a new category called third country nationals. It's called TNCs. So it ended up actually creating new citizenship categories, new passport categories, new membership categories to be able to deal with this anomaly where European citizenship is defined in a limited way. That is the question that your question raises, Emily. That sorry, Lydia. Citizen of the European Union. Citizen of the European Union is a limited category. I wish actually I had done my homework and brought you some data. If we were to meet again, I promise to do that. It would be interesting to be able to cite at this moment number of people residing in the European Union who have legitimate right to stay in one of the member states, but who are not considered as citizens of the European Union because they don't hold the citizenship of the member state in which they reside. This category is called third country nationals, and the number is not small. It creates really anomalies in terms of the rights, for example, social rights. Do these people have a right to national health service? Do these people have a right to, for example, education? When they go to university, do we consider them as having to pay foreign student fees? Or do we consider them to pay local member state fees? Do they have a right to, for example, have to hold a green card in the UK, but, or the equivalent, we don't have that concept here, the equivalent, but actually live in France? And some of them do. So that creates all sorts of anomalies that we also think that enacting European citizenship may be able to take into account better.